What's going on there, fellow YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this week's episode of On the Bench with Pete. And I'm still working on Death Guard because, as you saw from last time, I didn't get to finish them. Still got a bit more to go, and I haven't had a chance, obviously, to do any work on them in the meantime. So, going to work on those, going to work on some other bits and pieces, and we'll just see how we go. So let's go down to the bench. Okay, so here we are, back with this Lord of Contagion, or whatever he's called. I'm going to put some glazes on some of them, ones that had the cloaks and robes highlighted. So the top part of his cloak I'm going to just quickly glaze in a bloodletter glaze. So I'm just shaking that one up here now, just so I can tie all those colours in nicely. Using my Kalinsky Masterclass Army Painter brush for this. And here we go. So, how's it going, guys? What's been happening with you? Been strange. Time seems to be going really quickly, doesn't it? The run up to Christmas seems to be upon us, like before even aware that it's there. It's scary how quick this year has gone. I think this year's gone quicker than any other year for me, ever. You know, in the history of my life. So I gotta wonder, is time actually moving quicker? Or is my perception changing? Or a combination of the two? It's always a possibility as well, isn't it? So, lots to think about. Anyway, I'm happily working on these guys, these Death Guard. Although having checked my finances recently, I'm not going to be financially in a position to get any codexes this year. It seems just not doable unless I break into my convention fund, which I save up for all year so I can go to a convention, but I don't really want to do that, so I'll hold on. But it's looking like I'm not going to be able to get one. But when I do, I'll probably get Tyranids and Death Guard. Yeah, because I want to. That's looking alright. I quite like the look of that. Bloodletter glaze going on alright here. Yes, quite like that. We like this. Nice. Now I've got another dude with some of those colours on here. Right. It's on his hood. He's got a little bit of cloth coming around the hood and the horn. Now, I'm hopefully getting together with my friend for a game of Congo later in the week. Just gonna whet the appetite before the new rules are read up on for the expansion. You've all seen the expansion unboxing by now, hopefully anyway. I just got some of the purpley blue robes to glaze up now, and two of them are on the original two I started. I think that's all the ones with robes. We just double check. Oh no, I've got another red one there, so my bad, I missed that one. That's alright, we'll go blue for a bit. Gilliman blue. Gilliman blue glaze. Here we go. Right, what I've been doing lately, well, been watching Stranger Things. Kind of binge watched the first season, really. What a cool series that is. I heard good things about it. And so I went in thinking, yeah, it's going to be good, I think. And I was, I was reaffirmed in my beliefs that yes, it's a blooming good series. Absolutely brilliant. Great cast, they got chemistry, it all seems to work really well. I love it. Just get this on here. So yeah, like I say, binge watched the first series and started watching the second series now, so way hey. Totally awesome. I mean, it really takes you back to the 80s, and you know, I was those guys, you know. That's me and my mates. That is exactly us. It got us down to a T, you know. What more can I say? That's good. Pretty awesome. Yeah, these robes looking alright, but yeah. Anyway, Stranger Things. Yeah, it's such a great, captivating story as well, and I think it's brilliant how they've captured the 80s with they got all the logos, all the sweet rappers, all the video game, everything you see on the set. The props are all brilliantly done. Dungeons and Dragons game, it's all the old editions, which was around when I was a kid. They got like pristine copies of it or whatever. Brilliantly done. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Cracking series. And while we're on the subject of series, because I felt like it, I sat up late last night and I was going through Netflix, and I decided to bite the bullet and watch the new Star Trek, or a couple of episodes. I watched the first 2 episodes. Now, I shouldn't, but I mean, I know I've tackled this question with Nick on my P&Q. No, I wasn't really, I wasn't a fan of, Enterprise. I thought it was pants. Didn't feel it was anything like, it just wasn't Star Trek for me. So I went in watching this with a kind of biased against. Like, I didn't want to like it, I think, because I was biased. But I did. I loved it. Is it Star Trek? That's a little debatable. Is it good? Yes, I think it's good. It's a great series. And rather than the traditional Star Trek, each episode is a complete story, they're doing it as a kind of like a dramatization more now. I think it may work. I was only intending to watch 1 episode, so here's the real test, I suppose. I was only intending to watch 1 episode, but because it was kind of like almost like a cliffhanger ending, it turned into 2, which could have easily turned into 3, I hasten to add. But I was pleasantly surprised. It's got remnants of Star Trek in it. There's a couple of sound effects, like the doors are opening and closing, and some sounds on the bridge which are kind of reminiscent of Star Trek. The original series. Obviously it's massively, hugely updated, which one would expect. So that's good in my opinion, and they've done a good job of that. I think it works. I think it works. I think there's enough of the old Star Trek in there. I'm going to say yes, you can call it Star Trek. This is just my opinion, obviously. I think it needed updating, don't you? But I do have one gripe, and it's probably going to be the same gripe that a lot of people have with it. And that is, what the hell's going on with the Klingons? I mean, what is that all about? Don't even look like Klingons. Is it going to be some kind of evolutionary stage where they evolve quicker? Because they did evolve from the original, didn't they, to what they were in like the next gen. So there's that aspect. I don't know. I'm not sure about their look. Unless that's the way they want Klingons to look from now on. But wow, you know. And I could live with that. It's not like it's a bad look, but it's like you're so used to people like characters like Worf and things like that. I mean, they talk about Kahless. So, you know, it's obviously in their past. And of course you've got Sarek, the Vulcan, as well. He's in it. You know, he's being portrayed rather well, I hasten to add. So I don't know the names of the actors. Well, I know the name of the commander. Well, she's that bird from Walking Dead, Sasha. She's doing a good job of that. But other than that, I'm not really sure what the deal is. But oh, it's not a blue one. But yeah, so she's in that, doing a really good job, I think, as a commander. I think the captain may be dead. I was kind of getting in my head around another female captain. She seemed alright, quite cool. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but it looked like she died in the second episode. But it looks like the commander character, I don't know the name, is going to be you know, sentenced to life imprisonment for, you know, mutiny or whatever else. I haven't put the highlights on the blue on that one yet, so that one will have to wait. Right, I'm going to put a wash on this guy. Black wash, so non-oil maybe. Or an ink. No, a wash. I'll do a wash. It settles quite well. Yeah, no, the matte one. So this is Parallax here. This can go over the whole model because, well, not his skin, but can go over the briefcase. Because that is metal. then we'll do a bit of a dry brush when he's dried off. And Bob's your uncle. Look at that. Excellent. Right, now sip of tea while I assess the situation. Smoke and flame I'll probably do later on. Yes, I'll probably do that later on. I'm gonna do the plasma effect on his gun. Something like corn red, that's interesting. I wouldn't have had corn red pegged as a base for that, but fair enough. Are there any other plasma guns? So new, yes. Looks like just those two. Yeah, it's looking like just those two. So yeah, the new Star Trek I thoroughly enjoyed. I had a bit of a night of it actually, because I also watched a couple of episodes of Daredevil which I'd not seen. I'm liking that, to be truthful. I thought that was quite cool. It's quite good the way he's not got an outfit or anything yet. Possibly he will have. So it's doing the coils of this plasma gun here. Wasn't going to use this brush, but I am now. Yeah, I was on Netflix because I don't really use it. It's mainly my daughter that uses Netflix. I don't really normally go out of my way to watch stuff like that, but I don't know, it's just one of those nights, you know. So we don't have TV, but Netflix on the laptop. You know, I just thought, oh, let's see what it's all about. And I was largely concerned with Star Trek. I thought perhaps if I watch a couple episodes of different series, then I can recommend or say let's not waste our time with it. I don't like it because my wife and I, although we don't have exact tastes, we have similar tastes. For instance, I know she would love the new Star Trek. I don't think she would love Daredevil. That's more my thing, really. I'm sorry you can hear the dehumidifier kicking in there. I will get up and turn it off in a moment. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. There. Awesome. Right, just going to turn off that dehumidifier. Don't mind hanging on. There we go. Oh, actually, maybe corn red would be a good handle for my Cannibal King's like fetish thing he's holding there. Got this new detail brush today. Arrived in the post. Nearly there, nearly there. I'll have them a bit more complete then. I've only got a lot of cannibals to buy from North Star to have the complete set. I think I might be wrong. True, I only need 4 anyway, but got a friend coming around later this week, Friday, I think. He's gonna ask a favour to ask me fix up some figures for a friend of him. I don't know whether he means build or paint or both or what. So he's gonna flash some cash at me to do this. So I'm wondering how much do you charge for things like that, because it's a lot of time involved. I don't know how commissioned painters do it. To be truthful, I don't think I would want to ever be a commissioned painter. Right, what have we got here? I'm going to do the trousers corn red on this. I don't know if it's War Machine Hordes, whatever it is, model. Gotta sort my cards out for War Machine and Horde, starting with Legion of Everblight. I've got the faction deck now. I just need the faction decks for Circle Orbrus and Signar, and then whatever other army I'm going to get. Need another War Machine army. That's not bad. This gives her some coverage on the trousers there, which is cool. Dear me. Dear me. Right. See how quickly the time goes as well. Here's the other thing I've got to pitch for charging someone to paint as well. I mean, the time it takes to do that. I mean, is it going to be just a handful of figures? I mean, if it's the odd 1 or 2, I'd do that for nothing, you know, but it could be a whole box of them, couldn't it? You know, I'm going to have to charge something. Even if you charge minimum wage, you know, it takes hours to do, like, say, a box set, like, say, Dark Vengeance, for instance. I have no idea what it's going to be, or even if it's 40k. I know it's Warhammer. guess time will tell. I'm just looking at my figures now, wondering what to build or to paint next out of them. I've got Bennett to paint up as well. So, So I've got the figures for the diorama. They're pretty much done. So I've got the 2 werewolves, I've got my angel, I've got Parallax there, and I was in a quandary as to, like, do I use these guys? Do I use these guys? Do I not? I just don't know. I'm not sure. This brown violet is yeah, it's kind of a greeny colour. So I was just using that to see what the colour was, I'll be honest. So I need more pigment in the mix there. I think I've got an agitator in it. It's just not mixed up very well. Right, so brown violet, 2 drops of Floaid. We'll mix that in. Considering doing a new series of basic stuff, like hobby basics or something. I know everybody does it. That's way too small. I know everybody does it. But it's not gonna. It wouldn't hurt anything, would it? If I did it, I'm thinking, it wouldn't hurt, and I'd quite like doing it, I think. But I want to structure it quite, in a proper way. To document from literally a starting point from like looking in the window at, say, a Games Workshop or a hobby shop. I'm wondering what on earth is going on. Looks really cool, but I don't know anything about it. The game or the hobby. How to go about that. I'm thinking more hobby side would be related to the videos. That's what I'm thinking anyways. Gonna cough. Oh, dear me. The rest of my teeth I go stone cold. Yeah, nice. Daredevil, I was going back to Daredevil. I was surprised how much he got beaten up, to be honest. But I suppose it makes it more, gives it more realism or whatever. Well, he gives as good as he gets, but I mean, he's not like invincible or anything. Enough guys can take him down. Probably be something I watch casually. Not that fussed about it, but I will watch it on a casual basis, I think. I realise as I'm doing these guys, it's almost like an Imperial Guard type of colour scheme. Subconsciously, that's what I'm doing. Probably not even going to use these, but I want to paint them. Okay. That's not bad. It also reminds me of the Concord guys from Gates of Antares. Yeah, they got some good models in this series, but scale-wise, just too big. Just too big. Like the fact that Parallax is small. A sleight of build, man, even for a normal human. See, he just is. I'm gonna have to be careful with the dry brushing on that one. I may decide not to dry brush and just layer instead. That might be the way to go. Excuse me. Yeah, that might be the way to go. It's Parallax. Is a main character, even though that could represent any figure. He can change bodies, you see, but he can't do it to supernatural beings. So werewolves, vampires, that kind of thing. He cannot change. He cannot enter their bodies. Better give him green gloves too. I'll make those pouches brown. I mean, it looks a bit sloppy and slovenly at the moment, but I will be tidying up. And of course you'll see me paint without gloves, which I say not to do, but these aren't for a game or even display, they're just painting. I'm just painting and that's it. So that's him. Wow, lots of body armour. There's a nice lot of detail on these figures. Don't worry, I will be going back to my Death Guard. I'm just waiting for certain stuff to dry. But as soon as I've got this colour out, I may as well do both of these figures in this stage. Yeah, it's almost like a hero scale. Again, like a sort of Games Workshop scale almost for these guys. They're all in one mould, so it'd be probably cool to if they did these in multi-pose plastic kits. That would be awesome. I think you could use these guys as Imperial Guard. You could proxy them, you know. Dear. Right. Comes the rain. Said it was going to rain today, which isn't good. I don't have a coat with me, so well done me for not bringing a coat. Oh well. Served me right, didn't it, eh? That'll teach me. little bit of a wind out there too, I can tell. I mean, there usually is around here, but you tend not to take any notice of it after a while. Yeah, that looks really messy, but it will be cleared up in the next colour. When I go back to Xandri dust. Throat's really tickly. I may have him as having black on the top. Yes, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Right. So, wipe that up before it dries. So it's got Null oil on top of the corn red for these plasma guns. Null oil. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some more paper towel. Right, not oily. Doo-doo-doo. Dear, excuse me. I really do hate tickly coughs. A bit of an anathema to me. It's almost like sneezing and hiccups. There we go. Now, don't think that's dry quite enough for my liking yet, but I'll put him to one side. Anything here I could be getting on with. Yeah, I'm going to paint these horn things in Xandri dust, I think. That's what I'm going to do. Or have I already done that? Yeah, I think I might have done it, but you know, a coat and then an oil. Or was it a Reichling flesh shade? I am not sure. Definitely a fluid required there. Okay, so I think I'll do the sinewy bits in Bugman's Glow. Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. That one. Now for this one. Definitely need to get myself some more brushes. Definitely. So my wife's not very well. Mrs. Mini Warzone is quite poorly. Just might have a touch of food poisoning, and it's not anything that came from prior. She was a bit poorly before we went. Actually, it's just got steadily worse. So she's going to see the doctor later today. See what he's got to say. Hoping she's okay. Now I'm going to paint the spiky bits. These spiky bits on the edge here. I'm going to do them in lead belcher. Lead belcher air, because not so heavy on the pigment. I can paint straight from the pot using the dampness of my brush. Because the only problem is it doesn't cover so well when you do that, but so ideally black is really the best colour to paint metallics on, but getting there. It's going on, it is going on. Okay. Oh, not bad. Looking okay. That's looking okay. Spikes on the other side. Spiky stuff. Yeah, kind of changing my mind on how what looks best. So I was going to do the bone effect, but I've obviously changed my mind. I'm going with spikes, metal spikes. Then I'll do the other one, and then I'll call it a day. That's what we'll do. So I hope you're getting stuff done anyway. Let me know what you're doing, you're working on. That's always a good read. Look forward to that. So we'll do all the spikes here, all over here. Made a spaghetti bolognese yesterday, and I ate the leftovers today for brunch. I probably shouldn't have, because It makes me bloated. Pasta tends to make me bloated and lethargic. It's one of those meals, one of those foods. Just has that effect. Spikes on that one. So spikes on this one now. I did go to paint them bone, but I'm thinking they look better metal. I say that because that's what it looks like. That's how long I spend in between these painting sessions, you know. Quite a bit of time could have elapsed in between each on the bench, but I wouldn't have painted any more of said models because just time. Yeah, time factor. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Here we are. All my Death Guard's complete. I'll get these on the table and do a game. Get them into a game. I expect by the time it's all fully completed, along with my Ultramarines, Primaris Ultramarines, expect they'll be all. Expect I'll have the codexes to go with it. Going back to Stranger Things, even the way the kids talk is reminiscent of how I used to talk with my friends back in the 80s. So it reminds me of. It's just a really good it's a nostalgia chip. You know, they were playing Dragon's Lair in the last episode I watched. And I remember that game well. Dragon's Lair. Yeah, it's really cool graphics, man. I'm going to ask my friend if he watched Stranger Things on Netflix, but I've found over the years he kind of doesn't like what I like, and vice versa, so probably not. There we go. I wasn't going to do any of the houses, but I've done one. But I'm going to call it a day there. So I'll end it there. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench with Pete. Hope you got stuff done. I've got loads of stuff done. It's another hour, isn't it? Another hour's worth of painting that you don't have to do again. Whether it's just priming or base coating or layering or washing or whatever it is you're doing, you don't have to do it again unless you really cock up. But you know what I'm saying. So I feel I'm getting there. I'm getting there now with what I got on the bench. It's getting more to a stage, even if I don't complete them, and I end up putting them, on the shelf for a bit or in a box. I'm more okay with that at this stage than I would be at an earlier stage. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember, all brushes lead to water. I will see you on another episode of On the Bench with Pete, where we'll do some more painting. I'll probably be more talkative, and I think it's the pasta that's making me a bit lethargic today. But see you on the next video. Bye for now.